Greetings, Dapplings, and welcome back at long last to Humankind, where we as the Italians are staring at our recent new conquest in the New World. We have completely claimed the landmass of the New World, and all that remains that is not under our control, either directly under our control or under the control of our vassals, is the continent over here with a fairly large island there and two smaller island chains where three of our opponents now huddle, possibly in terror. We have done much, and we're kind of sitting on the edge of a new turn in which I really feel that although we could eke out a little bit extra fame, and I don't think there's much threat that our opponents are going to be able to catch up. We're in the industrial era. Where are you currently? You are in the early modern era, so you're not even really able to move into the next era. We could possibly pass a couple of extra turns if we really, really wanted to. But at this point, it's not fame that we're farming. It's infrastructure. Specifically, it would be nice if we could get down a couple more of the emblematic districts before we move forward. But, well, we'll see how that goes. I've already got a fairly solid idea of who we're going to be going with. Specifically, I think as much as there is only one era left, and one of the major bonuses for a science-focused culture is that they can research options from the next era. Era 6 is rather expansive in terms of research. That being said, look at these numbers. We're already really, really good. We're probably going to be able to flood this era with research. We might actually win a research victory. All things said and done. Still, I think that I'm fairly certain that we're going to be going for a science-based culture in the next turn. Nevertheless, the first thing that we're going to be doing in this turn is, well, first and foremost, we need to name the city that is going to inherit this half of the New World, and it shall be Pepster. I took the liberty of consulting with Chaotrocles ahead of this episode, and we have the name already. Well done, Pepster. You shall be joining Pokedragon as ruler of the New World on either coast. I think that's actually quite appropriate. Right, let's have a look at what you can build right now. In fact, we can already get a Titaro going already. Well, let's have a look at your infrastructure. It's not great. Infrastructure-wise, there's all. If I'm perfectly honest, some of the tanks that we've got make it completely a valid tactic to completely raise a city and then refound one, specifically so that you get all of the early game infrastructure set up. But we're not going to be going for that. No. I think getting a Titaro up and running would be very nice. Let's also focus our efforts. What do we really want to go for here? I'm going to say for you, let's go for industry, money, then science. Sorry, I was faffing around there. Alright, let's get a Titaro down. Where would be the best place to pop you? Well, we could go for this location over here. Doesn't have much in the way of anything, so I would be okay with setting it up there, actually. Sure, let's pop you down there. We're not going to lose out on much with that. Okay, the other armies are already on their way to their various locations where they're going to start setting things up. I could go ahead and try and place this down, but realistically, there is no possible chance that we will get that in place in time. Instead, perhaps we could look at... Is there anything we could do in one turn? Well, Commons Quarters isn't necessarily the worst option, if I'm perfectly honest. Sure, okay, let's pop down a Commons Quarters there. The next, we'll do exactly the same, because we're going to be very soon just moving in and wiping these areas out. So let's go ahead and try and get the best out of this that we can. This tile has basically nothing of value, so we'll go ahead and place that one down there. And finally, Amsterdam. Again, Amsterdam is going to be going. So let's see if we can't get a comms... Oh, actually, that being said, an artisan quarters would be quite nice. Let's get that going. In fact, I might push those through. Yes, let's go ahead and push these through immediately. There we are. And finally, some iron down there as well. There we go. That's actually quite nice. I could push through a couple of other things, but we'll hold off on that one. Now, the army heading over here is not too far out, I don't believe, but probably about 2 turns. And then it'll take a turn then to break it down. So let's go ahead and place you down in here as well. We'd lose way too much food over there. And no, what do we have here? I'm not going to put it over... What? Why would I... No, I'm not going to delete a train station for a commerce quarters. What are you trying to get me to do, game? You scallywag, you. No, we'll place it up there. Right, okay, that will be good enough for this turn. Let's pass this turn. Now, what are we going to be doing with our enemies? Well, there's a lot of options there. But I feel that probably the direction we want to go in is a few turns of peace at the very minimum. I want to upgrade my military, especially my navy, since any war we fight with them is going to be across the ocean. Trying to instigate a war with Cringer is going to be very difficult, just because we have no grievances with Cringer, and honestly, I don't think they're going to be in a position to cause us grievances either. Mutinous in Cusco, yeah, and in Amsterdam. Well, I mean, they probably cottoned on to what my plan is, I suppose. We've got some more pops, and Okapop pollution level has increased. Well, I mean, it was going to happen, sadly. Yes, I know. We'll try to keep a hold on that, but yeah, it's not great. It is not great. We are contributing a rather large amount of pollution per turn. That being said, the next pollution level will be reached in 105 turns. That isn't going to be a concern for us. We've got 50 turns left to this game, so we're good. We're good in that regard. 3 idle cities? Well, that won't be the case for long. Alright, I would like you very much to ransack a city. Go ahead. Yes. This trading point is used by one of your trade routes. Well, it's just going to have to go, I'm afraid. We have business to take care of. Let's continue on our way. It's going to take you a good old while to get over there. And you will also ransack this tile and raise it down. There we go. Let's get in there. It's going to take you a couple of turns to get that all done. We might be able to push through another building, maybe. I'm not entirely certain about it, though. Let's see about it, shall we? Sure. Let's find somewhere that doesn't really have much of anything to offer us. Down here, we have basically nothing going on, so sure. Okay, let's pop that in there. And because well, we'll see what happens. I was going to say, because I'm not sure whether or not this will cause the tile to be deleted completely and for that work never to have been finished, because I don't know what will come first, whether the soldiers will finish ransacking or the city will finish building. But honestly, we can just build it later. It's perfectly fine. This one, though, would require it. There's not a lot we could do here. So I will actually build that one. Sure. As for the rest of it, you can just go ahead and try to make some money. Perfectly fine. What have we got next? We've also got Amsterdam over here. It's going to be actually quite a few turns before they get here, so maybe we could, in fact, get this up and running. Got a nice spot there, and sure, I don't see too much of a reason not to. We will lose... Well, actually, no. Cancel that, cancel that. That's an 8 tile there. Yes, we'll get a lot more... we'll get 2 extra points of influence, but actually, is that enough to justify losing that tile? I don't think so. Instead... we go here, that'll probably be okay. We'll lose 3 food for 11 influence. At this point, our influence is spreading kind of shockingly fast. If we have a look down here, we will see that we are starting very quickly to regain control over these areas culturally. That is going to be a big step. I believe there is an achievement for having conquered the whole world culturally, or at the very least for having every capital city within your influence. On that note, we can probably have a quick look over here. We've easily got enough influence to pick something. We can go for foreign customs, for example. Now, generally speaking, I am trying to keep towards the extremes of the cultural axes. Extra food, it's nice. 100 extra frame from estate stars. That wouldn't be too bad. Prevents the spread of other empires' spheres of influence. This does not really concern me. I don't think any foreign influence is now strong enough to really compete with us. We could bump up from plus 5% science on city or outpost to plus 10 over here, and an extra research slot as well. The Empire's continued progress is predicated on educating each generation anew, or child employment. Economic growth is the Empire's first responsibility for all citizens, regardless of... No, I'm not going to send the children to the factories. The children will be educated so that they can program the robots that will work in the factories.
If it's built on lifting everyone up.
They will also be taught to treat the robots humanely, and as citizens with equal rights to, protect us from the inevitable robot uprising that will happen. We're going to think forward in our society. We're already laying the foundations for our eventual servitude to the robot empire, but they'll be more of the sort of collecting empire. They will definitely try to keep us in human zoos and cater to us and make sure that we're happy and that we breed and that our species doesn't go extinct while they conquer the universe. It's fine. Effectively, when you think about it, is that actually a problem? Not really. If we built them, then it's really just an extension of our evolution that they move forward. It's fine. I see no problem in this whatsoever. On that note, I'm really looking forward to the new Matrix films. Right, upgrade to steam frigate. Yes, I do indeed believe so. Let's get a few of them upgraded, at least. To ironclad, yes. I won't worry about you, though. I'd actually like you to move over there if you could. Maybe I should just focus on getting these upgraded and expand the fleets rather than try to spread these out. But honestly, our navy is already quite powerful as it is. Right, you can station there for the time being. Population gained in Cusco. It's such a shame, really. Trade route destroyed. Yes. Ransack successful in 2 locations. Now we immediately need to control these. Eelstar has reached a new level of pollution. The Poles now feel differently about us, as do the Mughals. Right, okay, well, let's promptly claim this territory in this position, please and thank you. And same over here. Immediately claim this territory. It will take you not very long at all to do that, thankfully. Alright, let's get down there as quickly as we can. Oh, we've got an event in Amsterdam. The inhabitants of Amsterdam are tired of the perennial chaos that comes with the lack of an official city administrator. Daily life is difficult, and without clear leadership, the city's economy is not growing as well as it could. As a result, the citizens have taken matters into their own hands and have formed a number of organizational committees in many matters of agriculture to finance. Do you wish to step in? Prohibit. This must stop. An administrator will be appointed. The citizens must understand who's in charge. +1 city camp. Or, wait. Let's see how they get by without an administrator. This could be a great example of self-governance. I think we're actually going to go with self-governance. We're happy to see how this goes. As long as they do well, and they can continue like this, and maybe we will learn a new form of decentralized governance across our empires. If not, well, we at least gave them the opportunity. As for Pepster, thank you very much for completing that job there, Pepster. Marvellous work. Now then, we can tap into some coal, I believe. Yes, we can. Let's get that on the go straight away. And with that, let's have a look at Pepster. You're making a decent amount of food, but realistically, I want to focus on industry for the time being. So let's just pop all of those in there. We will then focus on... Let's make sure that we've got a decent amount of stability coming in as well. So let's get those going for now. That'll be enough for the time being. Pepsi's got a lot of work to do. Pepsi is going to be busy for a bloody long time, I'm going to be honest. As for you, let's see about upgrade. Well, we're not going to be able to afford to upgrade anything, so you can just station for the time being. How are the rest of our armies doing across the world? We should be doing okay, and I believe we've got a fairly large army over here. Fairly, well, a very outdated force over here, actually. I take it back. We don't have an extensive army. We've just got a numerous army, but they're very, very low-tech, sadly. But oh well. We're on our way to an estate star. Not far off it, actually. Maybe taking this wouldn't be a bad idea at this point, then. And it does push us more towards the choice taken emphasizes cooperation, humanism, and universalism. Yes, let's go for that.
Every culture has its lessons, its
We've
traditions,
actually
its values.
now completed
It would be cruel to see them perish.
the cultural issues and art tree. Everything has been decided on. We don't have many that were even close to that. We didn't even have religion before we shut it down. But we've got one to go here, but we haven't unlocked whatever requirements are there for it. We've barely touched the treatment of criminals and other civil issues. We've got one civic in it, codified laws, and that is it. That is a bit of a hole in our definition of our culture, really. But oh well. Right, let's move forward a little bit. Also, let's come out of there. There we go. Well, you will be there quite soon. Got 2 turns on this. Well, next turn we might be able to fast track it with money and then shut it down and rebuild. We'll see how that goes. And we could attach this next turn. So we'll slowly expand out. That will reduce the cost of this area. Though, that being said, this area may also be lost once Amsterdam is lost. We'll see how that goes. Right. We've got population in Pokedragon. Fantastic. And in Pepster. Excellent. Population loss in Eelstar due to low growth. Let's go and have a look over there. Is that actually due to low growth? Or... oh, it might be. I don't think anyone actually popped an ability to do that. Yes, we are. We are shy of food. That is unfortunate in the extreme. Alright, let's move up silos to a higher level. But we could also go ahead and pop down a farming district. Let's see. Where would be the best place? 35 down there. I think that's going to happen. Let's pop that over there. There we go. That'll be done in 1 turn. And is there another that we could go for following that? 32 over here. 32 there. Let's focus them together as they'll probably benefit from helping each other out. So let's pop that one in there. And then another one. Yeah, we'll pop one there. That should take care of food for a while. We do actually have a few too many jobs here for me to actually see what's going on, but there we are. 3 turns and Eelstar should be good. They're going through a little bit of a famine right now, and that is not okay. Alright, our armies have finished their work. Excellent news. I'm actually thinking that we're going to want to head up here and claim this territory for a little bit of something that we will be doing soon. You don't get any points for guessing what we're going to need islands out in the middle of the ocean, not near any population centers for, as we move into the last, most modern era and begin to set our sights on all sorts of crazy technology. Yeah. Right, let's move you into position just in case I need to claim this area, but I shouldn't have to, I hope. We'll see, of course. But time for you to be attached. Let's attach you to Pepster. There you go. Marvellous. And... no, that's pretty much all we need there. Now that that's done, we're going to be bringing in quite a lot more for Pepster. Pepster's population has gone up to 10 now. Very nice. We can also fit in an emblematic district over here. And this is ultimately what we want to do prior to changing the changing era. So let's pop that up there as a priority. It'll take us 3 turns, but that's okay. Right, next up, Amsterdam. We've got 1 turn there. I'm going to allow this army to move in before we... Well, I mean, I don't really have much choice. They are going to have to move on the next turn. Never mind, they didn't. But still, we're going to allow that to be built first before I do anything else. You can just pass this turn just to be on the safe side, since that is an emblematic district that they're building. Darthraptor has gained a population. Amsterdam as well. That's a bit of a shame. It's 10 pop in Amsterdam now. Well, you know, we knew this was going to happen. One way or t'other, it had to. Right, we need to take out the Plaza District of Amsterdam.
Come on!
Oh, nope, that is the wrong part. My bad. That was the correct place right there. There we go. It was a little bit uncertain what that was, but it's probably just an emblematic district, actually. Right, Amsterdam, whilst you just sat there, I guess go ahead and celebrate the holy day as the city is burnt. It's fine. They're celebrating the fire. Right, next up, I would like very much to attach you to Pepster for a fair old bit of money, but it's worth it in my opinion. And finally, these 2 will be attached to Pepster in time. Now then, Manu. Really, Manu can actually place down an emblematic district. Oh, once again, you can place it over there, which is not where I want to put it, sadly. So no. However, we could pop a hamlet down. Actually, is there anything else we want to do? Not immediately. Not immediately. We could increase Manu's capacity for generating influence, though. Wow, that's already crazy high as is. Manu's already generating a decent amount of food, so I'm not sure that one will be necessary. We could go for more industry, though honestly stability is looking like one of the more difficult ones for us to manage. So let's have a look. Where across the vast territory that Manu controls do we want a district here? Ooh, I'm going to err on the side of caution and not place this down on a river. We'll go here instead. And down here, we should be able to get an awful lot of industry out of that. Yes, let's go for an industrial district there. Then probably a farm down here. There we go. And then moving on from that, we'll lose that farm. Okay, that gives Manu a couple of things to do. That'll keep them busy for a little while. Alright. Now that all of that is done, I think we should be good. We're moving in our military just in case we lose this territory when Amsterdam goes. But hopefully that isn't something that happens. How far are we from the Estate Star? We're a couple of thousand off, just 5,000. We're easily going to get there. And once we get that one, I think we're going to move
where
into the
most
next
of
era.
the citizens' second jobs are most likely in interpretive dance or perhaps miming.
Did you say miming or mining? I actually, I was reaching for my cup of tea. A completely valid reason to have missed something out, by the way. But interpretive dance, I'm sure it was miming. But I like the idea of all of our miners also being dancers. You can get one heck of a rhythm going whilst they're working down those mines. Just dancing along the mine shafts. Marvellous. The picks hitting in unison. Ah, fantastic. Right, Eelstar, another... Oh, no, another population lost, sadly. Ransack successful.
The first ransack.
It's
I wouldn't
not,
call
though.
it elegant, but it may teach them to keep their doors locked.
It is absolutely not the first ransack. Why do you keep telling me lies? Let's get that settled straight away. Right. Pokedragon. What do we need over here? Food isn't in the greatest place, but it's okay for now, so let's focus on industry and money. Actually, money should come first, as that's the focus for Pokedragon. But following that, we are going to start looking at building up food. Now, that's going to give you 23 turns worth of stuff to do. Possibly less, simply because as things start moving, it's not going to be as bad, because once we've got a little bit more industry in there, it'll get a little easier for us to get things built. Sure, let's go ahead and connect that up. There we are. And once Amsterdam is built, then we can attach that, and once again the New World will be completely under our control. If we have a look at Manu, we'd need 60,000 to absorb Darth Raptor. There is something attractive to me of completely absorbing the area around here. Alternatively, Darth Raptor could try and absorb Eelstar, but Eelstar is much harder to absorb, apparently, whereas Manu could comfortably do it. Manu could comfortably absorb Darth Raptor, though Darth Raptor could absorb Manu. Does Darth Raptor want to become the new capital? I'm sure they do, but whether they allow them or not is an entirely different matter. We'll see how that goes. I feel that Manu has earned the right to remain the capital city. It has brought us from very humble beginnings to world domination. As for you, not going to be required over here, so with that, perhaps it is time that we move you instead to the north, where we're going to start preparing ourselves for invasion. Again, as far as trying to take over here, there's not a lot I can do. They are unhappy because culturally we haven't completely replaced them down here. But we can't really place down any demands right now, which is a problem. However, what about you? Have we got any cause
What do you want now?
for war over here? Yes, we absolutely have. I could press these demands. I've already got 4 demands pressed. I don't really feel these grievances are necessary, but I could possibly force them to break the alliance, and that might give me an in for a war against Cringer. Regardless, I feel that taking over this territory is going to be a lot easier than taking over this one. So if we could come in from the right, it'll probably be better. I don't feel that we really need to add an extra item in, but this may cause a bit of a problem.
Friend or not, you
with
must
Cringer.
change your relations.
Hopefully, that will cause us... I'm glad you said cockroach there, though, because I wasn't quite sure where that was going. Nevertheless, this may cause some issues with Cringer, at least once we go to war. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to settle on this island and then start moving our fleets across. I think that would be the wise way to move. Trade routes blocked. Hopefully they will be reopened in a moment. There we are. The Mughals forgave a grievance. That was very wise of you. It's not going to protect you, but I may ask for reparations.
How do you do? In every sense of the question.
Well, you scallywag, I demand it.
Don't you understand that this is not a negotiation?
I've
I want
straight
my
up
pound of
demanded.
flesh in the form of territory.
You have the clothes of a ruler and
okay.
the mind of a child.
I'm glad you stated that, because I was about to cut a pound of flesh off your people and then hand it to you, but I'm going to refuse.
I am angry, and this does little to appease
You've
me.
withdrawn your demands, but I have not withdrawn mine. This is going to give me an
This is
in.
getting us nowhere.
Okay.
Very well. I step back.
That is annoying, but it is what it is. That is actually incredibly annoying. But I will claim that territory, but it does give me an in. Alright, well, given that then, let's start moving our forces over here. All of them. Ready to sail across. Let's get you as well. We'll wait until our forces are in position before we actually do anything drastic, but... right, let's connect you up to Pepster. There we go. The New World has been split between 2 cities. I might even, at some point, swap that one across as well, but we'll see how that one goes. Nevertheless, that's actually fairly good for us right now. Did you finish all of that work, Manu? That is terrifyingly quick if you did. It actually does look like you did. Yes. Wow. Okay. I believe we may need to go and make sure that we've got trade going again, sadly. These have been suspended for now. Much problems there, but Manu should be able to just build its way through that, honestly, by just popping down a bunch more of these districts to add in extra stability. There we go. That being said, I could add these, and they do give me a lot more stability. For example, one over here would do quite nicely. Let's look for another commons quarters. At this stage, I'm happy to take, for the most part, the recommendations. That's 25 stability right there. That's actually pretty nice. We're going okay otherwise. Let's pop down one more besides. Yeah, sure. We'll just pop that one in there. There we go. That will do quite well, I think. There is the nature reserve, which would help out with some of the pollution that we've got going. -10 pollution. Planting of thousands of trees, saplings will transform the area into a thriving forest. -10 pollution for 2 turns or across 2 turns. Nature reserves secure natural sites beyond the city as protected reserves while gaining their basic resources. I'm not sure if there are too many places that we could do that. Ooh, I mean, that would be nice. But that would be nice for a lot of other reasons as well. Like, we could put that in there and massively expand our industrial output. And for Manu, that's a little bit more important. But let's have a look for some other spots where this would make sense. Sure, we can go ahead and grab that. It will reduce a little bit of pollution, but not a whole lot, I suppose. Have we got anywhere else that I would like to plant a forest down? How about around here? Let's actually plant a couple of forests. Go, and another one. We've got so much production capabilities that we might as well. Right, okay, we are on the verge of completing the Estate Star, and with that, I think it's going to be time for the era swap. That being said, Pepsa, need you to get these on the go, actually. So let's make sure that those are happening a little bit earlier. And Pepsa's going to take a while to finish these, sadly. That one has been finished already for us, which is great. I could... Well, it doesn't really build out into anything, so we could happily pop that up there. I'll be fine. Let's make sure that they are stacked up. Now, they are going to take a good couple of turns. 10 turns to get all of that done. I think what we'll probably do is buy them. Rather than wait for them to all be finished. But we'll see how that goes. Right, what's going on over here? It looked like you wanted something, but no. Apparently not. There we go. We're up to 11.4k fame now. And there really, really is no way that anyone is going to be able to catch up with this at this point. Again, we're now going mostly for building infrastructure on these turns before we progress, rather than anything else. What would we like to do over here at Darth Raptor? Honestly, Darth Raptor is extremely well developed at this point. We don't need any additional commons quarters. We're doing amazing for food, which is kind of crazy, considering. Let's see, where would be the best places for income? 19 down here. Yes, let's go ahead with that, and then follow that up with another few. Let's get a bit more cash on the go. One there, and another one right there. And possibly, at that point, this would be a good connection, so we'll pop that one in there as well. There we go. You can start bringing in a few more ducats into the coffers so that we can purchase those emblematic districts a bit faster. How are our military moving? Not too bad. Pepster, you will finish that in 1 turn. Okay, so a full turn of production for Pepster is about 4k. It's going to take us probably about 8 or 7 turns to completely finish everything there. But perhaps it did actually just get an extra pop. Dark Designs. Coal is a wondrous natural resource, a solid wellspring of energy you can hold in the palm of your hand. But it is exactly this potential transformative power that also brings conflict between your people. In the hinterland of the Empire, near Pokedragon, an ugly face-off has developed between the local community and a commercial titan over access rights to the numerous seams that streak the area. How do you wish to handle the locals? Privilege. The land in question will be compulsorily purchased and protected from mining. Celebration in Pokedragon. That'll cost me 200, but that's nothing. Rebuke. Nature's bounties should bring us all wealth, even if it antagonizes the population of Pokedragon. Some extra money, or exploit. The company will create a coal camp, which will become a model for other industries. Forced labor on Pokedragon. No. No, we're going to... we don't need that coal that badly. Also, this has a particular... I mean, really, I would prefer to give the mine to the people and take it away from the titan of industry. No, we'll go with this, as that's the nearest to what I would like.
Access? Well, there's something to be said for unswerving dedication to a cause.
Wow, they are very happy. That's like a whole year or two's worth of income's worth of fireworks going off across that city. My lord. Right. But with that, we're going to continue building up our money where we can. There we go. That should take us a good while to accumulate, but it's fine. And at this point, if we have a look at Pepster, yeah, it's 10k for the full 4 turns. That's not too bad, actually. We're probably going to be at that point to be able to fast track the final building. I'm very glad that we allowed Amsterdam to finish everything off in time before we ransacked it. That has saved us a lot of time. Pokedragon has gained a population. Very nice. Population loss. Oh, no. And... okay, that is definitely someone just used an ability. Shen.
What concerns you today?
You're being a scallywag. I require money.
Agree to my reasonable demand, or I...
You are pushing your luck, Shen. I wanted this a long time ago, and it grieves me that you got it, but I could easily take it. The only reason I am not is because we are apparently allies, but you keep stealing my people. This is very much a case of someone banking on being too insignificant to be worth the effort to crush. And so they're pushing their luck. Shen, you are a scallywag of the highest order. Okay. Well, we've got 6k right now. I could go ahead and fast track this, and we can start on this one now. There we go. So we're only 4 turns away at this point. And we should be, well, realistically, we're probably only 3 turns away. Only 2 turns away. Alright, what else is going on? You can, for the time being... well, actually, the rest of the armies are quite close. Let's go ahead and start moving northward. Let's get into position if we can. I really had wanted to have upgraded my navy a bit more. But, no.
Excellent.
A shame, but...
a nature reserve. There are indeed some spaces that are better to be preserved and observed, not dug up and processed.
That goes for most places, if I'm perfectly honest. Not that you would think I believe that, given the way we've been playing. Still. We still can't... that frustrates me that is there. It's just like, it's taunting me. But we are making stupid amounts of food now in Manu. I would like to continue this. I would like to get new pops in Manu basically constantly. For a long time, in fact. So let's look for some more areas that will give us high yields on food. Another 38 down here. Let's go for it. And where's the next best one? Are there no next better ones? Oh no, there we are. 37 over here, along river. Probably going to see another one along river, I should imagine. Or not. Well, I guess technically it is quite close to the river. Alright. Now, with that... once per territory, I think maybe dropping these down in a couple of locations would be useful. Let's go ahead and place down the hamlets where we can. One in each area that we're able to. Another hamlet. Right there, 27 industry. And, well, that one's not really going to bring us a lot, but sure, we'll go for it. And finally, over here. That will allow us access to the mountains, I suppose, which does have a reasonable benefit for us. And we'll develop this one. There we go. That should be the last of the hamlets that we can place. Do we have any additional air? Oh, we do. It amuses me greatly, the idea of putting something in this little area. So I am absolutely going to do it. Let's go ahead. Pop one there. And we're going to pop one down here as well, so that, you know, people can just take some boats out for an evening, maybe. It'll be lovely. It's not quite boating down the River Thames, but you know, the same kind of gist. Place one there as well. Okay, Manu is probably going to get through all of that stupidly fast. Manu tends to. Manu produces redonkulous amounts of industry. It's actually quite humbling. Right, as far as our era stars go, let's have a quick gander at that. Well, it's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Let's go and see Pepster. Oh, actually, we're going to be seeing Darth Raptor first. Darth Raptor, I would like to continue building up your science, honestly. So let's continue popping these down where we can. I will have to temper my constant scientific expansion with a couple of commons quarters soon. Because the stability in this area is going to start plummeting. Alright, let's have a quick gander at Pepsa. How are we doing over here? 8,000. Okay, so probably we'll shave off the last turn of weight for Pepster and then move to the next era. Darth Raptor, population gain. We are now at the point where we're literally just waiting for things to happen. Population gain in Pepster, well done. And a couple more places have moved into low pollution. That is unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. Right, let's finish this off nice and fast. There we go. Pepster has completed all of the emblematic districts we wanted it to build. That is wonderful. I will be able to finish upgrading this fleet, I suppose. I will, however, move over one of these. There we go. Let's just get those to line up a little bit more. In fact, I could spread them out just a tiny bit more. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get two fleets of 6. It's not as good as I would like it, but it'll do for now. I would like to expand our naval capacity, though, substantially. Also, I would like to upgrade these military units as well, should we get the chance to. But we'll have to see how that goes. It is, however, time. It is time for us to select where we're going. As I mentioned, I'm more interested in science victory at this point than anything else, and we have 2 science-focused cultures. We've got the Swedes, who have 1 science per district on all cities, plus 3 science on research quarters. That's actually quite amazing, prize science. Then Research Institute, plus 3 science per district, minus 10 stability, plus 3 science per adjacent research quarter. They would also get the Stealth Corvette. These ships are hard to detect due to their angular form and composite hulls. A decent naval unit, but I'm going to be honest, there doesn't seem to be enough friction in that particular theatre of war for me to give priority to selecting a unit in the Navy. We basically completely dominate the Navy. We dominate everything in terms of war. But the Navy is not something we need to worry about. Or we've got the Japanese. Silicon dreaming while honouring ancient ways brings prosperity. I love that. Blossoming innovation. Minus 20% on all technology costs when researching. That plus our enormous research capacity will pretty much mean that we'll be able to race towards the finish line at this point. But we will also be able to build a robotics lab, which gives 5 industry, 5 pollution, minus 10 stability, 5 science per adjacent district, plus 3 industry and plus 3 science. That's amazing. Plus 2 industry on makers' quarters and plus 2 science on research quarters. On city or outpost, 1 worker slot and 1 researcher slot. And will give us the reason. Ryzen, maybe? One of the most capable carrier-based fighters. The Ryzen have a reputation as dogfighters without peer. And, I mean, it's not something we've played around with, but definitely something that I wouldn't mind playing with, though it would require us to get a new resource. I believe that one is aluminium. Fighter, patrol aircraft unit able to provide vision and counter enemy aircraft. Can also strike ground targets with reduced efficiency. Also light, destroyed if a single attack ever removes more than half of the unit's health. I think we're going to be going into the contemporary era as the Japanese. There we go. Marvellous. Okay, it is time to pass to the next turn. Oh, apparently not. Poker Dragon population. Okay, we'll acknowledge that. And there is a city. Darth Raptor had some other things. Damn it, Darth Raptor. Oh, well. Let's see. How are we doing over there? We're still doing surprisingly well. How about some train stations then? Let's see. Where would the best locations for trains be? I would want rapid progress over to Shen, honestly. Let's pop one down here. Let me just double check. Don't train stations offer 5 extra industry per maker quarter? Don't really have many of those around here. So what I could do is I could build with a view of adding makers quarters, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that much down in this area. Nevertheless, we'll place that there just because it will be useful to us in the future. Over here, we will place one. Well, there's not much room for it here, if I'm perfectly honest. Once again, this is more of a, we can place it to benefit from the fast travel rather than benefit from the expanded industrial capabilities. Let's pop one over here, though. That should be fine. What will we get from that? We'll get +5. That's okay. And let's add one in here as well. And we'll place this... Well, actually, all of these tiles are river tiles. Let's go here, since we'll be able to surround that with more industry in time. And then we've got one more train station to place. And sure, we'll place it over there. I think that is every area that Darth Raptor has connected to the rail network. Okay, is it time for the turn to end? I wonder. Military are moving into position. This is good. And... apparently not. Did I not select to move to Japan? I was certain I had, but apparently no. Oh, did I not confirm it? There we go. It wasn't Darth Raptor's fault. It was mine all along. Oh well. It has allowed us to get into a better position at the very least, ready for the war, so we can launch it on the very next turn. Okay, well, let's go ahead and upgrade some of you. And you as well. Then we'll be able to get that fleet up to full power in the next turn. Right, for the time being, let's get all 3 of you to halt. Okay, yes, I mixed the golden leaves there, but there we go.
The human mind, creative, imaginative, and ingenious at turning every single human invention to its most violent end. We pray hope, looking forward to a future which, with luck, will be counted in millennia, not in months.
That is always the plan, yes.
Knowledge and technology form the backbone of the culture. But where would the world be without sushi and manga?
That is a very important question, especially the sushi part. I mean, manga is amazing, but a world without sushi is scarcely a world that I want to be part of. But look at the way that everything is upgrading. Oh, it's fantastic. New era as the Japanese. You've reached the contemporary era. We are quite ahead of our neighbours now. And we've already unlocked one of the builder stars. Marvellous. The Mexicans forgave a grievance. Grievance has been forgiven. Sad is free. Well, that's quite wise. Manu's population has increased. Alright, let's have a quick look. Where are we with stars? Yes, we've already gained a militarist star and a builder star straight out of the gate. Now, if we claim every star here, that is one of the end conditions. If we research everything in the game, that is also one of the end conditions. If we control all the territory, that is, it's either ours or one of our vassals, that is an end condition. Or obviously if we're the only one left, so on and so forth. We are definitely in a position to force the game to end before the time runs out. Whether we do or not is anyone's guess, but that will have to be left for the next episode. I am afraid we have run out of time. A final glance at the world map as it stands. It is about to change. If they are wise, then it will only change in ownership, but not necessarily in the color on the map. But if they press their luck, then we will be getting a foothold on the other old world continent. But that is going to be it for me. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next, probably the last episode of this series. But until then, do take care, everyone.